I wanna know you.
Since my last few episodes have been kinda gloomy, I thought I'd spend this one chatting about a lighter topic. With adulthood approaching, I've been putting extra consideration into what jobs I'd be interested in trying. There's this book series called Redwall by Brian Jacques. I totally recommend it. But anyhow, on the back of each book is the author's bio, and it lists all the jobs that the author had. Turns out Jacques was a jack of all trades, or a Jacques of all trades. Sorry. Anyway, the list includes not only accomplished author, but also trucker, policeman, and comedian, to name a few. His story made me realize that I don't have to narrow my ambitions to a single career. There are actually a lot of jobs that I'd love to try. For example, I think I'd make a swell radio DJ. I know it's a dying profession, but I think I'd be great at it, and it'd be a smart way to make connections within the industry. Speaking of industry work, I always thought it'd be cool to work as a crew member. For a while, I wanted to work as a runner on a film set, getting people's coffee and stuff. But after watching David from DKDK TV's video about working behind the scenes with transportation for a K-pop award show, I think something like that might be more up my alley. I've always loved the feeling of being backstage, seeing how the magic is made. It's like being let in on a spectacular secret. I think it'd be nice being of use to others, and humbling to dedicate my time to enabling the artists who inspire all of us. Speaking of the music industry, I think it'd be cool to work as a translator/tour guide for foreign bands. I'll be minoring in Mandarin for college, so I hope to attain some sort of fluency by the time I graduate. I think it'd be really fun if, for example, a C-pop group went on a North American tour, for me to tag along with them as their official translator and cultural advisor, interpreting for interviews and concerts, and accompanying them if they ever just want to explore, in case they run into any language difficulties. I know that even the simplest things like going shopping can prove difficult when you don't know the language. As someone who lives overseas, who has lived overseas, I know how stressful it can be not to be able to communicate, and I'd love to be there to alleviate that stress for someone else. As for obtaining my own snippet of a spotlight, I think it'd be fun to be on an official podcast. When you get the right balance of energy between hosts, it seems like such an enjoyable and enriching experience. Plus, I feel like there's something inherently intellectual about podcasts, and I can't say that about many forms of media. I also think I'd really enjoy being a voice actor. Anime dubs are especially intriguing because that way I'd already know the story, and I'd have a better sense of the character. Comic dubs also seem like a lot of fun, though they're far less popular. Webtoons are so much fun. I used to read them all the time, and I know as a fan myself that fans get a kick out of hearing their favorite characters be given a voice in a comic dub. If only my voice was good for rapping or singing, I'd love to be a performer, but alas, I don't have the skill. I do, however, have the skill at writing. These scripts are a mediocre example. I've always been a born storyteller, and I get so invested in my characters. The problem is that, like radio, writing is a dying profession. It's extremely competitive, and there's very little future in it. I used to dream of publishing my stories, and maybe one day I will, but I've realized that writing is better as a hobby than a goal. I could be a fashion designer, streetwear and the like, and I even think I'd be an okay model. I think I could be a songwriter if I really tried, and I'd make a fine actor if I really wanted to be one, but I'm not sure that I do. The thing is, there are so many jobs out there, and you can't know for sure if you'll like it unless you give it a shot. Plus, with so many new careers being created every day, the possibilities are endless. Obviously, my primary dream is to make it as a YouTuber, but I don't want to narrow myself to a single dream. Call me a Renaissance woman. I'll try my hand at whatever comes my way and see what works.
Well, we fell apart just